And welcome back to Newsmax Now. I'm Miranda Kahn. Time now for a look at your money headlines. The housing market is seeing its biggest jump since 2007. According to the Commerce Department, the number of permits for home building is also on the rise. And a company known for home building, Home Depot, appears to be faring pretty well as well. Its profits beat expectations on Wall Street. The company's revenue rose 6%, and now the home improvement chain raised its full-year sales and profit forecast. Starbucks teams up with Spotify to turn coffee drinkers into DJs. If you're a rewards member, you'll be able to pick what music plays while sipping on your next cup of joe. Starbucks is also getting rid of those CDs on its counters in order to promote Spotify. You might be able to order a real Cuba. Am I saying this right?
Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre. You say it so much better in the near future. The cocktail is made of cola, lime, and rum, and now a distributor has its sights set on bringing authentic Cuban rum here to the U.S. Renaud wants to sell Havana Club in the States. Once the embargo is lifted, the French liquor distributor hopes to compete with Bacardi, which sold 9 million cases of rum last year. And investor Carl Icahn says Apple stock is grossly undervalued. Icahn wrote a letter to Apple CEO urging the company to buy back more shares. The reason? Icahn believes Apple is set to dominate 2 new industries in the next few years: television and automotive.
All right, Miranda, thanks a lot. And joining us now to talk a little more about Apple's stock is Tom Hutchinson, Senior Financial Editor of the High Income Factor newsletter, also a big contributor to moneynews.com. It's good to have you with us, Tom.
Thanks for having me, John.
All right, so Carl Icahn believes that Apple stock is worth about $100 more than where it's currently trading. Is his optimism justified?
I do not believe so. I think you could make a case for Apple stock being $150 a share. It's now $130, or maybe even $175, but $240 a share is a little loopy. What he's doing is he's saying, given Apple's track record of success and innovation and the size of the potential markets ahead in TV and cars and the watch, that Apple should really do well. But, you know, this is a bet on unproven markets and the fact that Apple is unproven in those markets.
Yeah, maybe
it may well be.
But maybe he's talking also
it does
about Apple's ability to dominate the retail sector. And we know that Tesla is moving into that sector as well, opening stores in malls that aren't all that different from an actual Apple store. But I would think Tesla has a first mover's advantage when it comes to cars, because I'm not going to buy a car at the same time I'm trying to buy a watch or an iPad.
Yeah, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head here. You know, Apple is a fantastic company. I'm proud of Apple. I own it myself. But let's not get lulled into thinking a company can do no wrong.
Right.
A company most certainly can do wrong, and it will. And especially in technology, where the competition is fierce. You know, it's like being the heavyweight champ. You know, you got to keep on going around beating up big tough guys. And if you slip a little, you lose your focus a little bit, you get out of shape, they're going to start knocking you down. So let's not assume Apple will dominate these markets.
That's an excellent point, and we know that there's always somebody looking to take the king of the mountain off the top of that peak. Tom, we also want to talk to you about more records being broken on Wall Street. Both the Dow Jones and the S&P closed at historic highs once again yesterday. This is not a repeat. We've talked about this before. But do you see any indications of a slowdown in that regard?
You mean not necessarily a slowdown in the market. I don't think it's going to soar much higher from here anytime soon. But the new highs are a little bit misleading, John, because realize the indexes started the year at highs.
Right.
And although the headlines are new highs, you're only up about 3% or so on the indexes, which is not that big a deal. And what's interesting, there's a bit of a dichotomy because the economy has been sputtering, yet the market is still at all-time highs. And I think the reason for that is the first quarter was a little skewed, and the market's expecting a much better economic performance in the second half. You got the tail end of
Yeah.
the rising dollar and falling energy prices, and the benefits of low inputs in the second half. And that's going to propel stocks. And also, you probably get a bit of a recovery in Europe in the global economy, and that's going to be a tailwind as well.
Yeah, and we just heard about
So I think the market.
the weather factor clearing up, and home builders are optimistic again. So who knows what's going on out there. That's why we turn to you, Tom, for financial advice. We appreciate you joining us here on Newsmax Now today. As always, great to check in with you on Tuesdays.
Thank you, John.
All right, for more information, you can always check out the high income factor by going to moneynews.com/HIF. Again, that's moneynews.com/HIF. When we come back, we'll bring you the final headlines of the day with a global focus. What's going on in Ramadi and elsewhere. Newsmax Now continues right after this.